And now for something completely different. The first ever chapter of Harry Potter written by a robot.
Yeah. See, like, I've just been watching some Black Mirror on Netflix, which is all about all the horrible, depressing bullshit that can happen in the future. So, this is the future of storytelling.
Yeah. It was basically just they put the entire Harry Potter series into a chat, or into a bot of some sort, and it produced this. So we're going to read it, and we're going to find out how it stacks up.
Yeah, I mean, I've never read much past, like, the 5th book, but
yeah.
I think I got
a pretty
good handle on
You don't
this.
need to fucking know very much about Harry Potter. Chapter 13. This is apparently, like, the 13th chapter in whatever the fuck this is.
It really is the handsome one, though.
The handsome one.
Just look at it.
He's gorgeous. That fat guy at like the left. He's amazing. The castle grounds snarled with a wave of magically magnified wind. The sky outside was a great black ceiling, which was full of blood.
This is written by like a middle schooler.
It sounds like a creepypasta. Is it hyper-realistic blood? The only sounds drifting from Hagrid's hut were the disdainful shrieks of his own furniture. Fucking
the
Hagrid
chair he was
sat
just sitting
on a
in.
chair. Yeah. Magic. It was something that Harry Potter thought was very good. It's like I'm picturing Harry Potter looking at a magic textbook and then lifting his head up and giving a thumbs up to the camera.
Nodding slowly.
Yeah. Leathery sheets of rain lashed at Harry's ghost as he walked across the grounds toward the castle. Ron was standing there and doing kind of a frenzied tap dance.
Whatever the fuck Ron does.
What do you know, he's waiting. He's got to do something.
What do you do, Ron, a do, Ron?
He saw Harry and immediately began to eat Hermione's family.
Stop doing that, Ron, stop.
Ron's Ron shirt was just as bad as Ron himself.
Was his shirt eating Hermione's family, though?
It wasn't, but maybe it told him to. Maybe his shirt is talking to his head. If you two can't clump happily, I'm going to get aggressive, confessed the reasonable Hermione.
Just read that in a very dull voice. If you two can't clump happily, I'm going to get aggressive.
The pizza is aggressive. Yes. What about Ron magic? Offered. What about Ron magic? To Harry, Ron was a loud, slow, and soft bird. Harry did not like to think about birds.
Harry did not like the Ron. No, he did not. Death Eaters are on top of the castle.
Ron bleated, quivering. Ron was going to be spiders. He just was. He wasn't proud of that, but it was going to be hard to not have spiders all over his body. After all this is said and done, who wrote this? Fucking Charlie from Always Sunny?
Oh, the guy who does bad lip reading?
Look, said Hermione, obviously there are loads of Death Eaters in the castle. Let's listen in on their meetings. Finally, someone's talking some fucking sense around here. Three complete friends zapped onto the landing outside the door to the castle roof. They almost legged it, but witches are not climbing. Oh, you know how witches are. Yeah. You know how they be. Witches climb like this, and normal people climb like this. Ron looked at the doorknob and then looked at Hermione with searing pain. I think it's closed, he noticed. Locked, said Mr. Staircase, the shabby-robed ghost. They looked at the door, screaming about how closed it was, and asking it to be replaced
with my god, it's so fucking closed!
And asking it to be replaced with a small orb. What is this, Castlevania? Throw a fucking oak stake at that shit.
The password was beef women.
The password was beef women! Hermione cried. I like to think the password was something completely different, but then Hermione just interrupted the story to scream beef women for no reason. Harry, Ron, and Hermione quietly stood behind a circle of Death Eaters who looked bad.
Well, I figured.
I think it's okay if you like me, said one Death Eater. Thank you very much, replied the other. The first Death Eater confidently leaned forward to plant a kiss on his cheek. It's like we interrupted a Death Eater wedding or some shit. What is this? We need to mind our own fucking business. Oh, well done, said the second as his friend stepped back again. All the other Death Eaters clapped politely. Then they all took a few minutes to go over the plan to get rid of Harry's magic.
I don't know what the fuck happened to J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling is just sick of our shit. She's just like, okay, you want more Harry Potter? I'm gonna just throw all of my books into a bot and see what it shits out, and that'll be the next Harry Potter. Fuck you. Harry could tell that Voldemort was standing right behind him. He felt a great overreaction. Harry tore his eyes from his head.
It's not really a big deal.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Harry tore his eyes from his head and threw them into the forest.
That is overreacting.
That's you don't have to go that far. I mean, I know you're so scared of him you can barely say his name, but shit.
He's a bad guy.
You're gonna need those.
He's not really the nicest fella, but like...
Voldemort raised his eyebrows at Harry, who could not see anything at the moment.
Oh, really, you think?
Voldemort, you're a very bad and mean wizard, Harry savagely said.
After throwing his eyes into the forest.
Hermione nodded encouragingly. Like, that's right, Harry. You tell him.
Yeah.
That's
you
right.
Gotta get him. Get him,
He does
Harry.
a fucking Z-snap behind Harry. You know, you told his ass. The tall Death Eater was wearing a shirt that said, Hermione has forgotten how to dance. So Hermione dipped his face in mud. Like, just forgo magic entirely and just get into a fucking physical fight with the guy.
This World Star.
I'd love to see Harry Potter World Star. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Ron threw a wand at Voldemort and everyone applauded. Ron smiled.
Throws it.
Ron smiled. Ron reached for his wand slowly. Like, he threw his wand and then he's reaching for it. Like he has a second wand or something.
I didn't mean to.
Ron's the handsome one, muttered Harry as he reluctantly reached for his. They cast a spell or two, and jets of green light shot out of the Death Eaters' heads. Ron flinched. Not so handsome now, thought Harry as he dipped Hermione in hot sauce.
What? Which fucking book did they get that from?
Harry Potter visits Mexico, I guess?
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Tabasco sauce.
Harry Potter and the Mexican BDSM dungeon. The Death Eaters were dead now, and Harry was hungrier than he had ever been. The Great Hall was filled with incredible moaning chandeliers, and a large librarian who had decorated the sinks with books about masonry. 'Cause fuck it, why not? Mountains of mice exploded. Several long pumpkins fell out of McGonagall.
Just another day at Hogwarts.
Dumbledore's hair scooted next to Hermione as Dumbledore arrived at school. Don't you hate it when your hair beats you to class by like 30 minutes? The pig of Hufflepuff pulsed like a large bullfrog. Dumbledore smiled at it and placed its hand on his head. You are Hagrid now.
Oh, okay.
He's been appointed. They appointed the new Hagrid.
Yeah. Fucking the actual Hagrid is sitting next to him, just like with his hands raised. What the fuck?
What the fuck, dude? I've been here the whole time. We're the only people who matter. He's never going to get rid of us, Harry, Hermione, and Ron said in chorus. Like
fucking Hagrid's just crying now.
The floor of the castle seemed like a large pile of magic.
It always seemed that way to me, man.
The Dursleys had never been to the castle, and they were not about to come there in Harry Potter and the Portrait of what looked like a large pile of ash.
Not in this one. Not in this one, you don't.
Harry
looked around
and then fell down the spiral staircase for the rest of the summer.
The rest of the summer.
That's what else are you gonna do summer vacation?
Yeah.
Go to the beach? No.
How about go to the basement?
I'm Harry Potter, Harry began yelling. The dark arts better be worried, oh boy!
I'm Harry Potter. Oh, the dark arts better be worried, oh boy.
The fucking Minnesota Harry Potter, goddamn. Oh, them dark arts there, they gotta
Oh,
They gotta watch their backs now, because I'm in town. I tell you what, oh lordy.
Oh, just you wait till I'm done falling down these damn staircases.
Ooh, it's gonna take me about 90 days, and then I'm coming after you. You better start packing right now, Buster.
I'm gonna give you one of the 1-2s.
I'm gonna give you the 1-2 buckle my shoe spell.
Or just throw in my wand.
As soon as I figure out how to see you with no eyes there. By the way, if you're walking around the enchanted forest, could you look for my eyes there? I ripped them out and threw them, and I don't know why I did it. Seemed like a poor idea in hindsight.